The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the November 18th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it up to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A sea of red is what we've got out here with the U.S. indices all trading to the downside. 579 points for the Dow, 77 for the S&P, 402 for the NASDAQ, 100, 11 for the Russell, 71 for the transports, 181 for the semis, 385 for the NASDAQ composite, 125 for the New York Stock Exchange. Gold is trading down $29. Silver's off 51 cents. Light sweet crude is flat, trade down at 59.88, and natural gas is off 9 cents out there. So let's begin with at least short term. Let's go take the 30-minute time frame charts for each of the equity future contracts, because they'll probably generate a decent signal for us during this next half hour. So we'll get down to those charts. Why do I say this next half hour? Because when we take a look at the ES Mini up here momentarily, you're going to see a completed TD9 count bottom pattern. That came on we were coming on the air at 11 o'clock. Now, the key level out here is going to be, it's also wave number 7 bottom signal. That's, well, now that's gone. That doesn't exist. But it does have a TD9 count bottom. A close below 66.2650 suggests lower price. Price is rallying up towards the oscillator and change line, 66.29. Above that, you've got profile levels 66.51, 66.66, 66.78. And finally, 66.81, the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. NQ also completed a TD9 count bottom pattern. Its key level, which means that on the half hour, 11:30, 12, is going to be 24,430. If we close below that, we negate that signal. Otherwise, we should rally towards 24,580. Above that, again, just like we did with the ES, profile levels and then the TD9 count, breakdown level 24,697, 753, 24,809.50, and finally 24,836.75. The Dow Equity Future Contract, also the same TD9 count pattern. The key level here to be watching throughout the day on a half-hour close is the 46,028 level. As long as that holds, price should rally. The first level is 46,151. Above that is profile levels, 46,276, 340, and 404. And finally, above that would be the TD9 count breakdown resistance area down at 46,547. So those are the TD9 count bottoms you have in play. If you're an intraday trader, you most certainly want to be paying attention to these out there. We're in unison as we speak right now. Now, the Russell 2000 doesn't have the TD9 count bottom pattern. It has a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. For its next level of resistance, it only has one to get through, is 23.43.10. You close above that for 2 consecutive bars, you're likely headed higher. But I don't think it's the Russell that's going to be the one that's going to carry the markets higher out there. I think it's going to get its P's and Q's from the ESCNQ and the Dow Equity Future Contract. So that's what's going on from a very intraday standpoint. Now let's go take a look at the larger standpoint. Let's start by taking a look. Well, let's also do this here. It's going to be more of an end-of-day thing, but it is important at 11:10 what this signal tells us. And what we're looking at right now is on the New York Stock Exchange, we're looking at its advanced decline oscillator. The advanced decline oscillator is the difference between the 19 and 39 period exponential moving average of the advanced decline line. When that gets to a reading of minus 150, and right now it's printed at minus 151, I don't know what it's going to be at 4. It matters at 4 more than it does at 11:11. But what I can share with you is we are in oversold territory out there. Once you get to that minus 150 level, in fact, we can see many bottoms that take place when we get down there. Let's take an example here, just recent examples. If you take a look at the low that we've got out there, which we are testing right now as well, which is that October 10th low, you can see that we got that oscillator, the advanced decline oscillator, down below the minus 150 level. What did we do? We had a nice rally right up into its prior highs out there. The next time that we were down there was back on the trading day of September the 25th. What happened there? It worked off that oversold condition and rallied and actually formed those new highs at that point in time. So it's worth noting. Again, it makes more. It's more important what the reading is at day's end than it does at 11. But this adds the idea of the TD9 counts that you could easily see a rally here. So that's one thing to take a look at. Let's go take a look at the daily equity future contracts out here. On the daily equity future contracts, the ES on the left-hand side, the ES does not have any kind of A to B equals CD pattern. The retracement, and I'm referring to the retracement, let me get my cursor out here, on the day of November 12th, if we were to try to use that for the B point, that is an 82% retracement from the high. We don't use 82% retracements to figure out A to B equals CD patterns. Not during this show. What we do have, though, is TD9 count breakout support, and that's at 65.71 1/4. This is day number 4 to the downside out there. It's signaling to us that we're likely to see at least a rally, at least a one-day rally, but more like a 2-day rally. And especially if we get that New York Stock Exchange advanced decline oscillator in the minus 150 level. If you take a look at the NQ does have an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It's a retracement, much less than a 0.786 retracement out here. I believe that was on November the 12th. So it's A to B equals CD pattern. Can take us down into, this is an approximate level. I've got it a correct one on my black background systems, the 24,128-ish level. But we can see prices testing this breakout area at 24,410. That is a key level of support out there. If you look at the Dow equity future contract, much like the ES mini, no A to B equals CD pattern, prices trading below the low from November 7th. Looks to me like it wants to go target that October 17th. We're already trading inside that swing point, so it could be the TD9 count breakout level that price is going to go target, 45,605. The Russell 2000 does have an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The 1-to-1 price projection approximately in the 2305-ish level. The low so far for the day out here has been 2321. So we haven't completed that. And that needs when we get down towards that area, that would need a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom out there. So how do we summarize all this at this stage here? I think it's the NQs that are the driver. The NQs, the first one down to test TD9 count breakout support at 24.4. 10 out there. So let's go look at its intraday charts for some additional signals out there. Seems logical to me, but let's go take a look and see what the charts are saying. So we've already covered the 30-minute time frame chart. Do we have any other kind of bottoming signals out there? Well, the 15 minutes giving you a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, a TD9 count bottom on the 10-minute time frame chart. We've covered the 30. That's pretty much the bottoms that I see out here. So we come back to this break. I'll give you some resistance levels. We've got some requests that are in the queue. We'll start getting to those as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at some resistance levels here with regard to these bottom signals that we've got. If we start with the 10-minute time frame chart for the NQ, if price can close above 24,550, that is the center of its bullish structured 10-minute profile. You ought to see a move to 24,671. The resistance level on the 15-minute time frame is between 24,751 and 24,836. Resistance on the 30-minute time frame chart, we've already covered that. No need to go into that area out here. So we'll just leave it like that at this moment in time. Yeah, not much else that I can see out there. Let's go ahead and put up the charts for the ES Mini as well. Let's get that taken a look at. Most traders in the Tiger's Den are trading the ES or the NQ out there from an intraday standpoint. So with regard to the ES Mini, we know we're not down to a level of support on the daily time frame. The 4-hour time frame chart is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count bottom pattern at 2 p.m. It'll complete that pattern going into the close today. 5-hour charts need bullish reversal candles to confirm Rhodes momentum indicator bottom patterns. The 60-minute is working on that right now, but it's only 11:19. You've got the 30-minute TD9 count bottom that we've covered. Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the 15 and the 10. 10 minutes already trade on a TD9 count is already trading above the center right now of its 10-minute profile. We got another 45 seconds to go. So close above 66.25, 66.26 is suggesting we should see a rally up to 66.56 or 66.70 on the ES Mini. That'd be confirmed on a 15-minute time frame chart as well, with 66.71 being its price target out there. The key resistance, as we take a look at the reason why I wanted to put up the ES Mini charts is because the 4-hour time frame chart here is the one that shows the clear resistance level. I'll just simply expand out the chart so we're all making sure that we're looking at the same thing. And what that is the oscillator and change line. You can see how all rallies out here inside of the ES Mini have been thwarted by that oscillator and change line. The current print on that is 66.82. That number is going to go up and down. obviously, but that would be an area to watch. Why don't we just call it 66.96 for all intents and purposes at this moment in time? But it's the 240-minute, the 4-hour time frame chart for the ES Mini that really provides the best signal as to what the market's intent is, at least at this moment in time. So hope that helps everybody out. Let's go start with our first request coming in from Tony, who wants to take a look at the Ethereum futures contract. So I actually do have access to it. Now, what I put up on my screen out here is the continuous contract, because I wasn't getting enough data to really give Tony a good feel for what's going on here. If we take a look at the start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame shows that price found resistance, Tony, at a TD9 count breakdown resistance level, 44.90. So you know, and we've been up and tested that thing 3 times out here, and it's failed. And now we are trading below its green oscillator and change line for a monthly time frame, tells us it has lost its momentum. The monthly chart, and I hesitate, it does have profiles, but because I got the continuous contract, kind of suspect whether these profiles are accurate or not. But the data is the data, and we'll use it right now. It says it has a buy zone between 23.12 and 25.64. The good news here, Tony, is we don't have to worry about whether those profiles are correct or not, because the weekly chart, which has a TD9 count top, is trading below profile support, which is the true profile support, because I saw it when I put up the actual November, December contract for Ethereum. So price here is suggesting on a weekly basis, and we've been down, this could be week number 4, could be. It looks like intermediate term wants to target its breakout level, 24.91. That's supported by the daily time frame, which is trading below its bullish structured profile out there. It has been below it for 2 consecutive days. Now, actually, I want to just change this. I just want to make sure. So ETH, I'm not sure if it's still a November contract. Probably not. Let's put up the December contract out here, and I just want to see what the profile levels, because it's the daily time frame chart. We're on a rally. If this is still a bullish structured daily profile, that's what we're going to find out here momentarily. Then I can share with you where a counter trend rally comes to an end, and where price closes above it tells you something different. So perfect. So you've got it. You can see it right now, and that being the levels are, so it's old buy zone, which it's failed, is between 31.87 and 32.84. 32.80, about 38.284 on a rally is where the oscillator and change line would be as well for the daily time frame. So in order for Ethereum, where there's no bottoming signal, or, well, that's why I hate using the this contract, but I use it. There is a bullish reversal candle today, Tony, would confirm a daily by the D point bottom pattern. So it looks like this. I'll start here with my A point, the B point being the swing from, looks like October 17th. You can see it was more than a 1-to-1 level out there. So maybe a 1 to 1.272. So if you did get a bullish reversal candle, that would be by the D point pattern. And again, but it doesn't take doesn't negate the fact that it's still, price has to close above 32.84 for this to be more than a counter trend move. That's Ethereum. That is the December contract. That was also the continuous contract out there. Let's go take a look at your second request out here, BMNR. So we pull that up on our screen. BMNR is trading out right now at $32.39. It is trading just above its monthly green oscillator and change line at 28.85. If that gives, we're going to see 18.98. The weekly time frame, bar number 7 of a TD9 count, no bottoming signal there. Looks like it wants to trade lower. The daily time frame. So let me open this up. I'm sure there's an A to B equals CD pattern here, or it looks like there. Well, I take that back. I definitely take that back. I've got no A to B equals CD pattern or anything like that. Price is trading below profile support, trading below its oscillator and change line out there. Looks to me like it wants to head lower out here. So we just got to go back to the weekly time frame, and you may have to wait for a TD9 count bottom pattern to form out there. So that's what I see, Tony, when I take a look at BMNR. Its next level of support is 28.85, and below that would be 18.98. Tom G wants to take a look at NVIDIA, as does most of the world. Let's go take and see what NVIDIA is doing. Earlier it was testing profile support, and you can see that's exactly what it's done. It's tested it now 3 consecutive times. It is a buy zone out there, Tom. That buy zone between 180.30 and 183.85. The cool thing about this is it gives us both a bullish case and a bearish case. Make it, Stevie. Well, the bullish case is what we've seen right now. That buy zone continues to hold as support. What's the bearish case if you were to take a long position here? Well, if you close below 180.30, since it's held now at least 2 times, I'm assuming that'll hold. Well, I don't know. I can't make that assumption it'll hold today. But if it does hold today, a close below that is going to signal, wow, something has changed. The other thing that it would signal would be a close below the low of November 7th. 178.91 would trigger a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The monthly time frame chart is traded into it's mostly a equally balanced profile, slightly structured to the bearish side out there. But price is testing the level of support, which is 179.85. That is a price point where in between the weekly profiles, 167 to 189, that both buyers and sellers of that group believe that there is fair value. We take a look at the monthly time frame chart. This is where it gets kind of interesting out here. You've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that may, in fact, form next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the end of the month out here. If that happens, well, what that's going to suggest for NVIDIA is at least a retracement to its oscillator and change line. 175 and change out there. Right now, it's 175.85. So we're up at nearly support on the monthly, at support on the weekly, certainly at support on the daily. And if those levels of support start cracking, well, then what we're going to likely see out here is maybe a 2 to 4 month move in NVIDIA to the downside out there. As we pull NVIDIA back, the largest number of months, consecutive months to the downside, have been 2. I take that back. There was 1 3-month move to the downside. That was in February of 2022. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get back to the requests out there. This one coming in from Tom G. Tom wants to look at Rigetti RGTI, which has a completed TD9 count bottoming pattern for its daily time frame. It did that while price on the weekly time frame, which has a Rhodes momentum indicator top, has found support at the bottom of its profile, 23.21. What should unfold here, Tom, is price should rally up towards its oscillator and change line, 31.77. That's on the daily time frame. If price were to close below its TD9 count bottom, that low being 23.37, we're going to have to change that. Even though that's low, it would negate that pattern. But because you have weekly profile support at 23.21, you really need to see it close below 23.21 to, in essence, really negate that and suggest we're headed lower. Headed lower to where? Well, the next level of support for Rigetti would be the top of its monthly profile, and that'd be at 21.42. Once you get inside that, I would not pay attention to that oscillator and change line. If you were to get back inside that, man, it could open up the door for quite a move lower out there. So we're not going there at this moment in time. Right now, price is at support on the weekly time frame with a daily bottom signal out there. Again, it's one of those kind of easy trades. It either works or it doesn't, and if it closes below that 23.21 level, you're out of there. So I hope that helps you out. You also want to look at IONQ, or at least somebody did. If it wasn't you, I think it was you, Tom. Let's put IONQ up on our screen out here. IONQ right now is trading out at 49.14. It's back inside its monthly profile, but it has tested and rejected that green oscillator and change line. So I'm going to go with a little bit of a neutral signalish there, but the weekly is not neutral at all. The weekly shows that we are trading below profile support. We closed below it last week, 56.97. We're going to close below it, likely going to close below it again this week out there. That triggers a move potentially back to its breakout level at 18.81. We're at $49. So we're not going there as that is a target. That is support for the weekly time frame. But before price get down there, price would have to close below its daily TD9 count breakout level. That's at 41.05. And actually, it looks like maybe that is where price is going to go ahead and target. I've got no bottoming patterns out there. I've got an A to B equals CD pattern that would take us well below 41.05 out there. What we can see is there's a new profile here, Tom, that has formed above price. It did that yesterday. When a new profile forms above price, tells us about overhead resistance out there. And so that becomes a significant resistance area. Doesn't mean price won't rally up into it. And if it were to do that, that level is at about 52.71. That's also where the oscillator and change line is. Because it's a new daily profile and we would have been below it for 2 consecutive sessions, if this were to really rally, a close above 54.36 would be a positive thing. That is where a counter trend move would come to an end. Would be between 52.71 and 54.36 out there. So the weekly chart suggesting lower price. The monthly, not too sure just yet. And the daily is definitely suggesting lower price, albeit you've got a 2-day rally. That is I don't have the right bottom signal there in the daily time frame. I'll have to change that. Weird how that happens, but it is what it is. So that's IONQ out there. Hope that helps you out, Tom, and thank you, as always, for your request. I will also thank Duncan Steve, who's got the next 2 requests out there. Let's go look at the first one, that being LRCX. LRCX. Is that a double or a triple of something? LRCX. See if it is. No, that's just Lamb Research. Okay, so we take a look at Lamb Research. What do we know? We've got a daily time frame, Rhodes momentum indicator top. That went ahead and formed with the bear separation candle back on November the 11th. Now we are inside its profile. So the next level of support to the downside would be at 140.03. 140.03 is the bottom of that profile. Whether we're going to get down there or not, it's going to be dependent upon the weekly chart. The weekly chart shows that price is testing its green oscillator and change line. Price has been able to hold that green oscillator and change line on a weekly basis since it got above it back on April the 25th out there. So watch that come Friday, LRCX, Duncan. It being 145.18 as we speak right now. If we close below that, the character of the market has changed. That would be the signal. What would that be telling us? Well, I would be telling Stevie, I think that the first price where price would head to would be at the 140.03 level, the bottom of the daily profile. Below that, then what we are looking at, oh, shoot. There's a new profile that formed last week. We're trading below the bottom of that at 150.30 out there. So second close, this is real important, LRCX, to hold that weekly oscillator and change line, because below that, there is no other weekly support. Well, there is, but it's down at 94.11. And there's other areas of support that could come into play before we get there. So Lamb Research, we closed lower today. It's going to be the fourth day in a row to the downside. That would suggest you could or should get a couple-day rally out here. But that's what you'd be looking at is really the weekly chart, I believe, Tom or Duncan, is the key for you. So I hope that helps you out. You also wanted to take a look at Pfizer out there. PFE is the ticker symbol. Let's pull its charts up on our screen, see what we have here. Pfizer is trading out at $25.23 on a daily time frame. This has a TD9 count bottom. Now, that TD9 count bottom formed a few weeks ago. It was on October the 17th. It was exactly a month ago. That TD9 count bottom has held. Price right now on Pfizer, Dunk, is trading in between the daily and top of its profiles, between 24.17 at support and 25.45 at resistance, which is what it hit earlier in the day today. The weekly time frame chart is consolidating with inside its profile as well. That zone, for the most part, 23.36 to 25.75. And on the monthly chart, which has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, is also trading with inside profile. Consolidation. The consolidation on the monthly is between 22.25 and 26.91. So that's what we see when we take a look at Pfizer out there. Dunk, hope that helps you out. Zip, inside the Tiger's Den, wanted to take a look at ITT. So let's go pull its charts up on our screen out here, see what it is communicating to you and I. ITT at this moment in time trading out at 184.29 and holding its weekly oscillator and change line. Let's look at the daily. We'll come back to the weekly. On the daily time frame, it too is trading with inside its profile. Now, it closed below profile support yesterday at 183.09. If we're to close below it today, you'll have a bearish profile change in trend. We're trading above it right now, but I don't know what it's going to look like at day's end. If we do close above 183.09, yesterday's move was a false signal to the downside. You could get a rally of a couple days that could take you up to its oscillator and change line. That's at 187 and change out there, or its sell zone. The ITT's daily sell zone between 189.80, 192.49. So daily support is held, and the weekly oscillator and change line is also holding as support. That currently printed at 183.92. If that gives way and we close for two consecutive bars below the daily profile support level 183.09, we likely zip head to 169.89, the daily TD9 count breakout level. Before price would get there, you're likely to see some oscillator and change line support on the monthly time frame. Right now it's at 173.68. The monthly chart shows no topping pattern. It has an A to B equals CD pattern. To the upside, was it confirmed by volume? Let's see. November 2024 volume, 7 million shares. It was passed with 8.9 million shares. So ITT, longer term, wants to head higher. Shorter term, we got weekly top with a price, that if it doesn't hold its oscillator and change line, likely pulls back to the 168, 172.69 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Just a quick check-in on those 30-minute TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator bottom patterns. New profile formed inside the ES Mini, so it is now trading above resistance at 66.45. Automate, as long as that remains, it should make a move to 66.81.75. TD9 count breakdown resistance. Same thing with regard to the NQ. Its resistance was at 24.649. We're trading above that. It should go target the 24.936 level. In the case of the Dow, it does have resistance, new profile resistance, 46.362. You get through that, you're up to the 46.547 level. And in the case of the Russell 2000 is above profile resistance, but it's really taking its P's and Q's from the NQ. So great to be with you. So fun to do these shows when we get, especially when we get live action like that. And we go there and take a look at these tools, not just take a look at history, which can be a mystery, but take a look at the future out there. So that's what I continue watching for the ESCNQ and the Dow Equity Future contract. Let's get back to our regular programming, and that means go back to take a look at GTLB. This is for Sat P. Sat wants is interested in taking a look at possibly adding a few shares or taking a few shares. Let's go see if we can find a ITT. Wait a minute. Did I take care of that already? Must have, I think. Yeah, I think we did. Pretty sure I did. If I didn't, and somebody made that request, let me know. That's how much air is inside my brain. I'm so focused on making sure that we produce a good show here. So GTLB, let's take a look at this. So Sat, you're looking for any kind of bottom signal out here. And this had a TD9 count bottom pattern. It was negated yesterday. And price is testing a breakout level of support, but that's an old one. I'm not sure that that's really worthwhile, 42.68. It just looks like a sideways consolidation. The swing point that it's testing is September the 4th right now. 16 million shares traded. Yesterday we were down with 3 million shares. Today so far we're with 996. So it is testing profile support out there. Not profile support. It's testing a prior swing point. Is that a good enough to take a long position in this thing? I don't know. It's something to consider. On a weekly time frame, you're trading between profile levels out here, the center and the bottom. The bottom is at 40.55. That might be a better area. The monthly chart is trading below profile support. I think, Sat, we can find better looking stocks out there than GTLB, at least at this moment in time. You were interested in IREN, which I think might be at highs, or maybe it's retracing finally. I don't know, but let's go take a look at it as well. IREN, yeah, it is retracing now. So this, Look, this on Friday, pulled back and tested and rejected its TD9 count breakout level. Formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top, does that on November the 6th. When you get back to the breakout level, it can be support. Not that we have a bottoming pattern, but that can be support. Now, what we've seen here is what looks like is going to be at least a 2-day rally out here. And this is really just rallied 2 and 3 bars, 2 and 3. I see 1 4-bar rally out there. Let's look at the weekly chart. What do we have on a weekly basis? We have a TD9 count top with price below its green oscillator and change line. It has lost its momentum. It's the first time it's been below the green. It did that last week. It's the first time it's been back below its oscillator and change line since May 2nd of 2025 out there. So it has a character change. And right now, until price gets above its green oscillator and change line, Sat, this could be headed lower. If you look at the monthly time frame chart, there's no support. The support we have tested last month's low. We've tested last month's high. You've got kind of a key reversal bar here. Could be signaling to move to 28.45. We're not going there just yet because we got 44.95 to deal with here. So hesitant to tell you to go buy a few shares now because that weekly could easily be pointing at a move back to the 30-26-ish type level out there. So let's sit on that one if you can on both of those, Sat. But let's come back. I'm sure we'll take a look at IREN again in the near future, I'm sure, over the coming days. McGuppy inside the Tigers Den wants to take a look at the CCAP out here. So let's go take a look at it. CCAP trade down at 13.20. On a daily time frame, what do we have? Well, you might have a pretty ginormous A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The B point on this was October 10th, an important low. 218,000 shares traded. That low, by the way, was 13.13. We closed yesterday at 13.16. What was that low? 13.31. Okay. So we took that out, and we took it out. Do we take it out with volume? Not that it matters. We did. We even took it out with volume. That does matter. That sets up your A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on a daily time frame. That one is pretty ginormous. 16 down to 13. So you got a $3 move. Take that off of about 14. Gets down to about 11-ish or so out there on the A to B equals CD. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, what do we have out here? We have a TD9 count bottom that was negated. It was negated back here on October 10th. We're trading below profile support. It's red oscillator and change line. It wants lower price too. Now what it needs is a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. On a monthly time frame chart, price is trading below a hammer candle. This is quite frankly a hammer candle. That would be the bottom. It's B point of an A to B equals CD to the downside. That is at the level of 13.54. I'm not sure what my 14.21 number was there. It was for something, but in any event, the volume on a monthly basis, the month ends next Friday, 3.9 million shares, and we are at 1.8. So you're going to have lighter volume, that's for sure, but it still will trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside, with potential support being its breakout level at 11.62. So I think the question was, can you please look for a bottom? I don't see a daily bottom. I don't see a weekly bottom, and I don't see a monthly bottom. You know what that means? Ain't no bottom at this moment in time. Let's go take a look at Decker's Outdoor. Same question, I believe. DECK is the ticker symbol. Decker's Outdoor traded $83.14. So the daily time frame did form a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It confirmed that pattern on November the 5th. In essence, it's led to somewhat of a sideways-ish type move out there, really with price trading between profile support at 80.09 and resistance at 83.64. If you can close 2 days above 83.64, you should rally further. The weekly chart is waiting for a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. That's one potential pattern. The next potential pattern is that price pokes itself below the low from the week of November 7th, 78.91, to trigger a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. And it could do that this week or next week out there, but we do not have that signal as we speak right now. The monthly time frame chart shows us that we are trading below profile support at 106.75 and likely gunning for 70.73. Now the B point of an A to B equals CD pattern, let me just see if that is even enough of a retracement before I go there. So get that retracement tool. Let's go from the high out here down to the what would be the B point and the retracement now. So no A to B equals CD pattern here. I would say that Decker Outdoors McGuppy is headed for 70.73 until you either get two closes above 83.64 or a bullish reversal candle on the weekly time frame chart, which would then add to the bottoming signals, because you'd have a weekly bottom, and then price would deal with its oscillator and change line, the profile levels above that, which you can see. So that's what we see with regard to Decker Outdoor. We come back to this break. To my knowledge, we have just only one request, and that is for SMR. And it is the same question, is there a bottom? Let's go find out when we get back from this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Bottom hunting with Vic. He's looking at SMR, and SMR does not have a bottom. If you'd called in 2 days ago, not that you called in, if you'd written in 2 days ago, we would have said, hey, you got a daily TD9 count bottom. That was on November the 14th out there. That was on Friday. What did we do yesterday? We took it out. We closed below it in one breath out there. So there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside, and we have attained the one-to-one price projection level, which is right around 2043 area. We've been down at 2056. So if you were to get a bullish reversal candle, Vic, that would then trigger a buy the D point bottom pattern for its daily time frame. Kind of hesitate a little bit because the TD9 count failed so immediately out there. But that's still the setup. That's what you'd be looking for. A reason to be cautious is the weekly chart, which has a Rhodes momentum indicator top, is trading well below profile support and is looking like it wants to make a run for 1333. That's what yesterday's message was to us with the daily TD9 count pattern being negated. On a monthly time frame, also a Rhodes momentum indicator top that is going to go ahead and form next Friday. Price is pulling back into its buy zone between 1532 and 1956. So a bullish reversal candle on a daily time frame generates a buy the D point that could just lead to a counter trend move towards 2701 if that's the way the pattern is set up, and then it starts heading lower. We'd likely see an attack of the 1333-ish area, but not until price deals with its monthly buy zone between 1532 and 1956. In summary, Vic, no bottom yet inside of SMR. Let's watch for a bullish reversal candle, and then let's come back to it. Let's finish out the show. Take a look at Goldilocks out here, at least from an intraday standpoint. Gold out here having a nice rally this morning, but running into resistance, and it's on that top row. The 2-hour time frame chart, which had a TD9 count bottom, it was a TD9 count breakdown resist level, 4082.50. Close above that, you're headed higher. But look at those oscillator and change lines out there on the 4 and 5 hour chart. Those are holding as resistance as well, 4071 and 4083. So you're really looking for a close above 4083 for gold to signal to you that it wants to rally further. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you tomorrow on a wonderful Wednesday, but you have a terrific Tuesday. Take care and be safe out there.